Trustworthy.
So someone who is
Someone
trustworthy
is trustworthy.
will not lie to you, will not steal from you, will not do things that are mean. A trustworthy person, we would in English say they've got your back. Okay? So a trustworthy person is someone who you trust. Generally speaking, kids trust their parents. In most situations, kids trust their teachers. But mostly kids are looking for friends who are trustworthy. You don't want a friend who's going to stab you in the back. When you stab someone in the back, it means you tell lies about them to other people. Kids are always looking for friends who are trustworthy. When our own kids started going to school, our hope was that they would find friends at school who were trustworthy. Friends who that they could trust and develop good friendships with, which is kind of different than sneaky. A sneaky person, and we do use this mostly to talk about kids. You can say an adult is sneaky, but sometimes kids are sneaky. This means not exactly the opposite of trustworthy, but definitely almost an opposite. A sneaky child will maybe cheat on a test. A sneaky child might, if you say to a sneaky child, you can have 2 cookies, they might, when you're not looking, take 3. A sneaky child might hide when you're trying to find them. Maybe you're leaving to go to the grocery store. If you have a sneaky child, they might hide on you. But a sneaky child is not trustworthy. I would say it's almost the opposite. Sneaky. But you can be sneaky in a funny way too. So it's not totally negative, but it does certainly have negative connotations. Outgoing is similar to talkative. An outgoing person enjoys conversation. An outgoing person enjoys talking to other people. Sometimes teenagers like to stay home, but sometimes at a certain point in their life, they become a little more outgoing. They start to enjoy going out with friends or even visiting with other family members. So you see here a teenager talking to an older person, maybe her grandma. We would say that she's very outgoing. Maybe when she visits family, she talks to all her uncles and aunts. An outgoing person just enjoys being in social situations. Let's do one more, and then we will do some more questions. An active child. So an active child, this is similar to a rambunctious child. This is similar to a child who is hyper. Sorry, I had to check my list. An active child just runs around. Active children love being outside. Parents of active children like it when their child goes outside. But maybe you know of a child who's very active. Maybe you are active. Maybe you're watching this and you yourself are an active child. I know I have members of people of all ages watching these videos. So maybe you are active and maybe you are someone who runs around a lot. But we generally use this term to describe a child who likes to run around. If you use active to describe an adult, it means that they play a sport or they do exercising. Or they exercise or they like run or walk. So the doctor, when talking to an adult, might say, "Are you staying active?" And you could say, "Yep, I'm a very active person. I go to the gym 3 times a week and I run twice a week." So active, when we describe a child, means rambunctious or hyper. But active, when we describe an adult, means someone who is exercising regularly. Curious. So you could use curious to describe adults as well, but we use this word a lot when talking about children. You know, he's a curious child or she's a curious child. He's always outside looking at insects and looking at the trees and just very curious, very interested in the world around them. Curious children are awesome. My kids are very curious as well. They all like to learn new things, and I'm happy about that. It's good to be curious about the world around you. It's good to want to learn new things because you are curious. Let's see here. imaginative. I think this word might also be from another lesson. Someone who is imaginative is very creative. An imaginative person probably likes to draw or probably likes to dream a little bit, like in the sense of thinking about cool things that they can make. An imaginative person uses their imagination. So it's an interesting word. When you imagine something, you picture it in your mind. When you are imaginative, it's easy for you to picture things in your mind. So let's say the teacher says, draw a picture of the sky. If you were imaginative, you would have all different ideas for how to draw the sky, and you would create a picture with a really cool drawing. So a lot of children are very imaginative. I think as we get older, we become less imaginative. I think that's the sad thing about life. Sometimes I wish I was a kid again because I was very imaginative. I had a lot of freedom and I had a lot of fun as a kid. Clingy. So I think you can figure out exactly what this means. A clingy child always likes to be with their parents or with their grandparents or with someone, and they will physically like to hold on to them. I remember my sister, I hope she's not watching. My sister, when I was a kid, my sister was very clingy. I remember her actually doing this to my dad. She would always cling to his leg if we went to the shopping mall or if we went out in public. She always wanted to be carried. I really hope my sister's not. I'm not going to say which sister. It's a mystery. But a clingy child is someone that wants to be carried, wants to be held, and then even when they're not, they might want to hold your hand, or they might even cling to your leg like this child is doing. A clingy person. We use this also to describe adults, but not in a physical way. A person who is clingy as an adult simply wants to be in the same place as you. So you might have a friend who's very clingy, who just always wants to visit you and be around you. But when a child is described as clingy, they're very physically clingy, for sure.